G'day folks, and welcome back to the studio. Well, the following video is one that we recorded back on the 25th of August of 2010 of the recording session we did for Flight Time Radio. Now, this was the one that covered the Liberator restoration project at Werribee out here in Melbourne in Victoria. And have a look at how we do this, and you'll see that there are a lot of bloopers and a lot of stuff that gets cut out. You can also catch the, if you want to have a listen to that, just check out the finished product. You can either find that at flighttimeradio.com or at flyingdownunder.southernskiesmedia.com.au. But for now, let's have a listen.
Hey everyone, this is Grant, and we're here at the Playing Crazy Down Under recording studios. I have now made the extensive drive all the way out. I had my passport stamped at the border and made it across out from Melbourne into Cranbourne. And we're sitting here, we're about to record a segment for Flight Time Radio for the Flying Down Under show that we do. So yeah, video killed the radio star, but here I am.
Yep. So you've already seen my ugly face once, folks, but we're going to have another go at this. And what we're going to do here is we're doing an episode on this week we're going to cover the Liberator bomber restoration project that Grant and I actually recorded about January this year.
Yeah, we released it in episode 28 of our podcast, but we're going to extract this and but we're going to have this and a few fade point. But yeah, we're going to take a few excerpts from that episode where we chatted with John Temby and also with Ed Crabtree, and we will put some verbiage around it, and that will become a Flying Down Under episode for the guys.
Excellent.
Okay.
Just like a real radio station.
Yeah. Scary.
All right.
So, as you can note here, I've got two computers going because I didn't want to be upstaged by Steve. He may have the mixer board, but at least I have two computers happening.
Yeah. But if I'm feeling inferior, I've got another laptop I can bring.
Damn! Don't!
All right, so we are recording.
Okay, the solid light is on. The phones are on silent.
Yeah, phones are on silent. My phone's out in the kitchen.
My new Galaxy. Sorry.
Ooh.
Ooh. That's a cut piece. Okay. Are we ready?
We are ready.
So how do we start our FTR episodes?
Well, I don't know. How did we start the last one?
You got it there somewhere you can listen to it?
Nothing like professionalism.
And this is nothing like professionalism.
Yes. Let's have a listen to the last one, see how it sounded. Oh, yeah, we've heard that bit. Well, g'day folks, and welcome back to Flying Down Under. I'm Steve.
And I'm Grant. Right. There you go.
Hey, how original.
Yeah, I think we can make something out of that.
Are you ready to go?
Yeah, sorry. Just twinged my shoulder. Okay. Go for it.
Well, g'day folks, and welcome back to Flying Down Under. I'm Steve.
And I'm Grant.
Yes, Grant, what are we up to this week? What have we been up to since the last time we spoke to our friends over there in Florida?
Oh, mate, we've been running around. We've gone through the Australian federal election, and here on Playing Crazy Down Under, we did a few special interviews with some transport ministers and so on to help the people here in Australia make a decision on voting solely on aviation, of course.
It doesn't look like it helped much, mate, because at the moment we have a hung parliament, which means nobody knows who's governing this place.
That's right, we have no idea who's in command at the moment, but we'll get there eventually once they find all the paperwork and dig up all those final postal votes.
Yeah, worst comes to worst, Grant, we might have to go back to another election, can you believe it?
Oh, mate, I don't know, that's going to kill us all, but we'll do it. But meanwhile, Charlie had requested that we do an episode on air traffic control, because that's, of course, a subject of great interest to him, and it's a great interest to us as well. And we're definitely going to do that. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get the permission from Air Services, the body that governs air traffic control, until a little bit too late to record for this episode. It's just come through now, and we've just got to organise time with our representative to have a quick chat with him. And yeah, thanks to Charlie's suggestion, we will be doing a quick Flying Down Under discussion on the history of Australian air traffic control and where it's at now, because it really is quite impressive. There's approximately 13% of the world's surface area covered by two control centres here in Australia, one in Brisbane and one in Melbourne.
Yep, so we'll save that one up for the next time we speak to you folks. Like Grant says, we're just making sure that, you know, the powers that be are happy that we can speak to them. But in the meantime, we've got a real treat for you folks. Talking about warbirds, and we know that the warbird movement is very active over there in the United States. Not so much here, Grant, but we were very fortunate recently to speak to some friends who are located here in Melbourne that are in the process, actually right at the end of a 20-year restoration project on a B-24 Liberator.
That's correct. While we may not have quite the same level of warbirds here in Australia as you do in the US, in fact, we got all excited when all 7 of the airworthy P-51 Mustangs were in one place a few years ago here in Australia. It was actually at the Tyab airport, not far from us here in Melbourne. But yeah, we do have a warbird movement. It's nothing as amazing as you have over there, but we have the guys down in Geelong, a town very close to Melbourne here. It's only about an hour and a half drive, not even that. Geelong's about half an hour.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They're in Geelong, a town about half an hour out of Melbourne. It's actually regarded as an outer area of Melbourne these days because Melbourne's expanded.
Yeah.
But they have a very large World War II hangar, and they're in the process of restoring an old B-24 Liberator. As Steve said, it's been going for quite a while now. The B-24 was one of the most... the B-24 was the most produced heavy bomber of World War II, and it was the most common bomber flown by Australia. And many people don't realise this. They focus on the B-17s and Lancasters and so on that you saw a lot of during World War II in the UK, and of course the B-17 and B-29 that you saw in the Pacific Theatre. But the B-24 was very busy in the Pacific Theatre, and staging out of bases in the north of Australia was able to cover a very large area of the Pacific to the north of Australia and out into the islands and so on.
The boss of the project is a gentleman by the name of John Temby, and we had a great chat to John. Now there's a bit of background noise because as you'll be able to hear folks, the restoration project was in full swing this day when we were there. And have a listen now to John as he tells us a little bit about the restoration project here in Victoria. Yep,
cool. Bang. Okay, and haha. And now we come out of that bit and we're going to do the post John and into Ed Crabtree. And we'll only have little bits of Ed, we won't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
How long have we been going so far?
7 minutes.
Yeah, okay. Oh, let's show. See, yeah, so that'll come down our chit chat and banter. Maybe we take the stuff about the election out, and
scrap that. That might be of interest to the anyway.
Yeah, we can just talk this. Say that we've been through the election, but not the details. So we've probably got about 3 minutes in now.
Yep. Let me just make some notes. Okay, right, go.
Yep.
So that's pretty interesting stuff, Grant. And tell you what, he's quite a character, John Temby, isn't he? He was, he's got them all under control down there in his own rather unique way.
Yeah, there were a few outtakes that we recorded where John was asking everyone to pipe down.
Yeah, I think he was saying, "Shut up."
Ooh, I don't know if you can say that on radio, but we can on YouTube.
Yeah, I like on YouTube.
So. We're stuffed. We're doomed.
So one of the other gentlemen that we met that day when we were down at the Liberator Restoration Project was Ed Crabtree, and Ed Crabtree had quite some experience flying the Liberator back in the war.
That's correct. We had a good old chat with Ed about how he joined the Air Force and progressed through his flight training and into his missions in the B-24. So let's cut over and have a listen to some of Ed's story.
So 8:43.
Okay.
Okay.
Coolies.
All right, come out of that.
Yep.
And now, through the magic of modern technology, we'll just do the end bit.
Yes. It's amazing.
So there we go, Grant. I've got to tell you, up until the time that we went down there, actually, I didn't even know that the Liberator was such a heavily used aircraft by the Royal Australian Air Force back in the war.
Yeah, no, it's amazing how many of them there were here in Australia, and not just US Air Force ones, but also our own RAAF ones. So yeah, quite a number of B-24s based here in Australia. A lot of training was done down here in the Point Cook area, near Melbourne. And the guys who are doing this restoration, they're also restoring a couple of the aircraft that were used as initial multi-engine trainers and navigational trainers. That was the Anson and the, what's the other one? They had, hang on. I'm just going to go to the website. Aircraft. Dole. They're all talking about the B-24, of course. I think it was the Oxford, wasn't it? Oxford in the edge.
Yeah, Oxford. Yeah, that was it. Oxford.
Okay. Yeah, they also had a couple of other aircraft down there that in various stages of restoration that were used mostly down the south here in Australia as part of the initial training for multi-engine and navigation and so on. And that was the Anson and the Oxford, both British aircraft.
Excellent stuff, folks. So we hope you enjoyed that interview. We hope that Ed didn't scare you off too much with his grumpy attitude, but it was really a fun day that we spent down there. And Grant, we must get down there and have another chat to those guys.
Yeah, no, definitely. We've got to talk to a few more of like the chief engineer and a few of the other guys who are doing the restoration, both on what's being done with the restoration and what their history was with that particular aircraft. Now, you can find out more about this project by going to b24australia.org.au. That's b24australia.org.au, and you'll get to see the history of the project and where it's at the moment and some memorabilia.
And we're not sure Grant, if they're ever going to have that that Liberator back to flying standard. But if they ever do get it back into the air, Grant, you can bet they'll be flying inverted.
Because it's what's down under that counts.
I'm so good. How do I do it?
Cats. I have no idea.
I don't have any idea either.
Yeah, it's scary, but it just falls together. I think half of what we just said is probably going to wind up on the cutting room floor.
Yeah. There we go.
Okay, I'm going to turn off the camera then.
Okay.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Well, there you go. As you can tell, there's a lot of editing that goes on in the post-production process for what we do. One of the things that we really have to concentrate on doing here is improving our live delivery. We really want to work on that. If we're ever going to get on real radio, that's what we're going to have to do. There's no editing when you do it live. But I hope you enjoyed that insight, and certainly let us know if you'd like to make more of these videos of the production side of things. We do want to get out there and obviously get some videos of aircraft as well. But for the meantime, what we do mostly is here in the studio. So we like to let you guys see what we do, and you can have a bit of a laugh at us. We certainly get a bit of a laugh when we watch these back. Until next time, cheers.